All right, very good. All right, so does anybody remember what the last class was what we discussed in our last class, or what we the subject matter was in the last class? Anybody?
Who you are, like specific words on who you are, who you want to be, your
That's right. Yep.
somewhere around there.
That's right. Yep, exactly. So we just started with words that mean something to you, or your morals, or your values, your ethics. And we just started to figure out what those were. We broke up into individual groups, right? And then the cool thing that happened, if you remember, was when you guys broke up into groups, one group was upstairs, another group was downstairs, and you wrote what morals you thought were important to you. Y'all basically all came up with the same thing, except for Ava, which threw in there the one, don't kill anybody, I think.
It's very important.
It's a very important one, not to kill anybody.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do is just we're going to play a little game first, just to kind of get everybody, there's a couple new people in the group here. Jonathan's with us. Oh, have you been introduced to everybody?
I think so, but just in case.
So-
Jonathan.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
I'm Jonathan. I'm from California, visiting my sister Brianna. And
All right, go ahead. Let's introduce ourselves, since we have somebody new in the group. Roddy? Roddy.
Introduced.
All right, so say your name and then say something that you like to do, or something that you do in your life right now.
You can't say golf, Roddy.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, he could. I was making him be inventive.
Oh. What's something you really enjoy doing besides hanging out with me?
You can say golf. It's okay.
Speak up. Better golfing than fishing.
Yeah, but you're pretty good at fishing too. All right, next.
Hi, I'm Cade,
All
and I like to play golf too.
right.
Yeah, man.
I'm Victoria. I like to ride horses.
Do you have a horse?
Did.
Did?
Yes.
Nice.
Sort of.
A lot of work.
Yes.
I actually had 2 horses growing up.
Very nice.
Jonathan lives at the top of a mountain in California, about an hour and a half from Lake Tahoe. It's pretty cool. I've been up there.
Lake Tahoe's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Lake Tahoe is ridiculously beautiful.
Is that Tahoe, man?
What's your name?
I'm Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like my name is. Yep. Self-explanatory.
What's something you like to do?
You just said his
What
name.
do you say? Oh, Hunter. His name. Yeah. Oh. I didn't pick that up.
That's what my name is.
I like your name.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, one hour ahead.
I'm Serenity. I like, I don't know.
Say it with some confidence.
I don't know. I don't know what
I know,
Don't you like getting up elevated places and reading?
Yes, I like heights.
She likes reading a book in little high places alone.
Sounds like you should take up rock climbing.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
Definitely not.
Can I-
Lake Tahoe's
Lake
is
Tahoe's
known
good for
for
rock climbing, right?
rock
Really?
climbing.
There you go.
The
that's
only thing
right.
is I would fall and die.
It'd be hard to
Too
find.
clumsy.
Well, they have clips.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
still
you're
die. I don't
you're
know
a safety
why.
artist.
I think it would be pretty hard to find places to rock climb here in Tampa.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you
Yeah.
can't.
They are only
Tree
fake.
They're called
fake
fake walls.
Yeah.
It's called trees.
That's
Yeah.
true.
True climbing. Okay?
I'm Eliana and I like to spend time with people.
Ooh.
That was awesome.
That I didn't say. So you
All right, so we've introduced ourselves. So the first thing we want to do, just to build off of where we were last week, there's a little game here. Jonathan actually helped me come up with the game. So it'll just help us to kind of get to know each other, to open up a little bit. So it's like tic-tac-toe, all right? You're going to look on this list and you're going to find, what we're going to do is we're going to separate each other out, so you have to actually walk around to each other a little bit, okay? So you'll just find a little spot in the dining room, kitchen, over here, upstairs. And you have to walk around and you have to ask people the questions that are on here, okay? If you get a yes, you put their name by it. So if it says, like, have you ever broken a bone?
But they're not.
Yeah, you have to find somebody that has broken a
You
bone.
have to pretend they're questions, okay?
I don't have my glasses, so see, I have to change glasses.
Yeah, broken a bone and worn a cast.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be hard to read that.
Yeah.
Has a birthday this month. So it says find somebody who loves broccoli, find somebody who has a sister, find somebody who can speak a foreign language. You got to find somebody who in front of it, so it's a question.
Is this favorite moral value theirs or someone else's?
So what you have to put here is before you do this, you got to put your your favorite moral that you like about yourself, okay? And then to check that one off, put somebody else's name in there, they have to have the same moral as you. Because the best way to get tic-tac-toe is the center one. So that's going to be the hardest one, all right? Or it could be the easiest. You might find somebody right off the bat. So everybody take a minute. If you guys want to fill out your favorite moral.
Just make sure everybody understands.
Yeah.
Everybody understands the rules.
So tic-tac-toe is, you got to get, do we have to get all these in a row?
You gotta
1,
get
2,
five-
3,
first
4,
you get
5.
5 in a row.
5 in a row.
Listen, I'll just call bingo. You'll know when I get it.
It's bingo.
Yeah, it's bingo.
It's bingo.
It's bingo.
But you have to get
Gotta say,
somebody,
it's not
if you
tic-tac-toe,
ask them
it's
questions,
bingo.
they have to sign it.
No, you just write their name down.
That works too, but it's.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you come up to me and you say, hey, have you ever broken a bone? And I say yes, you write down Junior.
Okay.
Okay?
Hey, wait.
And once you
I
get
think
it,
this thing's rigged.
probably is rigged.
Our color's blue, and you says who's wearing green.
That's what I told him. I said, that's cheating.
Yeah, really.
I thought you guys were going to use the fact that you're
The logos are green.
Yeah, the
Some
logos.
people's logos
That's
are
what
You're wearing green.
it's kind of green.
Kate's got a green hat.
You can go with it.
It's
Okay?
like olive colored green.
So take a minute to write down your favorite moral. While you're doing that, I'm going to kind of reboot a little bit about what we're doing. Today we're going to be writing our I am statement. Okay? So your moral is a big part of who you are. And a big part of what you want people to know you for. Okay? So think about it. And you can change these things, but write down something that's important to you. You only get to pick one though. One moral.
It's okay if it's not the exact.
Yeah.
word. Just pick one. The first one that
Trust,
comes to your mind that's important.
Commitment, loyalty, right? Honesty, hardworking. We're using morals, ethics, and values all together tonight. We'll talk about how we're going to do that. So don't get particular on what it is.
So for the favorite moral value, it doesn't have to be the one you consider most important. It could be one that's just
Important to you.
important.
Yes, important to you. Yep. And so you write that down, and then that'll be one of the ones that you're gonna ask. And we'll play the game for like 5 minutes, and we'll see who comes up with the most stuff in common.
Wait, what was
Go ahead.
the term we used for 110%
Responsibility,
No.
integrity?
Yes.
integrity.
Integrity.
But now it's all right. So you know, it's all right. It's a good one. And you can see how that could fit into later into an I am statement. I am a man that values integrity. That could be a whole I am statement in and of itself, right? We're going to build those things out a little bit more for you tonight. But to have an I am statement is going to help you focus your day, every day. Everybody got something written down?
So we have to walk around and find people that. Yes,
Wait, do we-
Yeah. We're going to separate out now, so go find a spot, okay? And then what you'll do is you'll just start, once everybody spreads out a little bit, because I don't want everybody just sitting right here talking and hearing each other. So everybody spread out, then y'all can just start mingling around and going to find each other.
All right.
Because once y'all find a spot, then I'll say go.
Do you like
So one thing we'll do this as we move through this week is we want to make sure that whatever we work on, we journal so we can talk about it a little bit, okay? So did anybody have any experiences this week, you know, at this point you might be able to say, well, we're still trying to wrap our mind around it, so you might not have. Do you have any experiences this week where something happened where you really were able to kind of use your morals and make a decision based on morals, or you had somebody else say something to you about your morals? Like, you know what, I really respect you because you've done this, or did you see your morals kind of helping you make a decision in your life this week or last week or in the last couple weeks? I know we were kind of talking about something that is the way you treat people, right? The way we treat people is immoral. Like what is the golden rule? Does anybody know the golden rule of morality? What is it?
If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say something.
That's close. That's close.
Do
Anybody
unto
can build on
others
that?
as you want them to do to you.
Yeah. Do you want to treat others the way you want to be treated? Right. So it's very close. So that's a powerful moral, right? And Victoria was sharing with me. You want me to share it, or you want to share it?
Go.
I'd rather you share it.
You go, girl.
What do you want me sharing something.
how you're learning to treat others the way you want to be treated, and how it's starting to affect the situation at work. Because I know Kate has some situations at work, and we were talking about that a little bit earlier. You want to share it?
You start.
With the girl at work?
Sure.
Awesome.
So,
She loves when I put her on the spot like
oh,
this.
I love it. So there's this girl at work. When I first started my job, people always said bad things about her, and that she was very bossy and would yell at you if you didn't do something right and stuff like that. And I kind of took it with a grain of salt, because one of my main morals is not to judge other people. So whenever she would try to say something mean to me, I would always say something like to stop her whenever she would judge someone else or stuff like that. And so I just treated her like how someone basically would, I would like someone to treat me. So I did that, and she kind of knows not to do that stuff anymore, like at least around me. And to this day, like if she says something like slight, like about judging someone, I'm like, hey, that's not cool. Like I don't want you to talk about that around me, stuff like that. And she respects it now, and now we're actually friends. So
And she's even wanting to be a part of some stuff helping you with the wedding, right?
yeah, she's helping me. So pretty cool.
So that's a big one. So there's an I am statement wrapped around that, right? I'm a person that doesn't judge other people, right? That could be a part of your I am statement. It's a huge one. Go ahead.
It's amazing how other people will pick up on too. When you're really strong and true to who you are, and you're even like more vocal about it, people will really just respect that about you and be that way around you too.
I've noticed
Love
that,
that.
like, throughout, like, growing up in high school and everything, I noticed people would be like, hey, like, I like how you treat other people, you don't talk bad about people, I really admire that. And so then when they're around me, they really try not to, because they don't want, like, me to think bad about them and stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
it's like a domino effect.
We talked a little bit about morals being attractive, right? They attract people to you. I was sharing with Melanie that it happened again. I played the Sunday Scramble, and I think I played with TJ or JT, and he told me like 3/4 of the round he had an American flag on, and I said something about we're Americans and we got to stand behind what we're doing. We some moral thing kind of came up, and I said we believe in God, and some kind of conversation went in that direction. And he goes, yeah, they told me that I was going to be playing with Carl. And he goes, I started thinking of all the words, the bad words I didn't want to say. Make sure I didn't take God's name in vain, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and I've done pretty good. I don't think I've said one bad word. I said, but it wasn't like that. He was saying it like, and I said, I'm sorry, I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. He goes, no, it makes me feel good. Like, it made me feel like I wanted to think better and talk better. So that's good when people say those things about you, And that's what your I am statement is going to be about. It's going to be, what things do you want people to say about you, right? And it's not about them saying it as much as it is who you are and you knowing it, right? So we want to build this statement tonight and be able to have something that you write down, something you take into your life with you, and you're going to say, did I stand by my I am statement today? Like whenever you get into a situation where your life maybe isn't going the way you want it, you have this to go back on, okay? And we're going to give you bigger and bigger tools. Your I am statement is going to lead to your voice. Your voice is going to lead to your purpose, okay? Next week's going to be a huge week because we're going to be culminating all your questions that you've taken and really helping you see the direction where all this is going next week. So it's going to be a really, really powerful week. But a big core of all this is right here, your I am statement, all right? So what I wanted to do was just go ahead and go through. I did a lot of research on morals and values and ethics, and they're kind of, the definitions of these things are kind of all over the place. So what I did was I just put together, for sake of our workshop tonight, my kind of thoughts on morals, values, and ethics, and how we can understand them. So it's going to help you get through your I am statement a little clearer today, okay? Because some people say, well, a value is not a moral, or an ethic is more something that goes on at a workspace or within a religious organization. It gets confusing. So I want to just put this together so it helps us kind of put a framework around it. Okay, so it just says Carl's thoughts on morals, okay? You want to read that since I probably will mess up my own writing?
Sure. Morals are the innate set of right and wrong standards that help us live peaceably amongst each other.
Okay, so we've got morals is something that helps us work together amongst each other in this innate set of rules, okay? One of the things we're going to find out as we grow along is where do those rules come from? And you guys got to go down that journey in your own mind to find out where do those innate set of rules seem to come from. For me, as I've gone down this journey, okay, those rules in my mind come from God. I feel like everybody has the same set of right and wrongs and how we're supposed to treat each other, but you have to go through that journey in your life, right? You have to figure out where does it come from? Is it from your parents? Is it from school? Is it from just religion, right? So that's a journey that we're going to go down, okay? And you want to know that for yourself. That's a part of your I am, okay? I believe morals come from God, okay? It's going to be part of your I am if you want. All right, next slide if you don't mind, Shelley. No, just the arrow button. No?
Alright, so this one is ethics, slightly different than morals. We said ethics is a subpart of morals that can be affected by your cultural background, upbringing, life experiences, work, and or religious beliefs.
So I think to kind of frame that a little bit more, ethics start becoming things that your parents, your family, things that you've maybe learned at church a little bit. They're a part of morals, right? But they're things that are a component of it that maybe is a little bit more influenced. Like certain people in California might have different sets of ethics than we have in Florida,
Or
okay?
even nationally. I put the shaking hand up on there because that's common here. It's ethical. If you make an agreement, you might shake hands on it. Somewhere else, they might do something else. And just to be polite. It's kind of a polite thing to do. That's a good ethic to have depending on where you are.
That's a good one, yeah. Different cultures
Yeah,
have
ethics.
different experiences of how they deal with different ethics, okay? So just for the framework of where we're at today, for the sake of your discussion, if it helps you, morals, kind of the unknown, innate kind of rules, ethics become things that might be a little bit more influenced based on situations, okay? And you don't have to agree with this is mine, but you should come up with your own understanding of what you feel these things are. Just a little question to yourself, what are morals, okay? And then the next slide. Being stubborn.
I think we missed one.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, so values are another part. That your values are the morals and ethics you have personally accepted to guide your life. So that might just be something you value. What do you value? Specifically, what's important to you?
So this is how it makes sense in my mind. Like I said, it's just to help us put some kind of an idea, because when I was searching the internet, it was all over the place. And they're like, philosophers kind of have a more of a defined idea of morals and ethics, but everybody else is kind of all over the place on it. So I want to make sense to me. So your values are things that your grandmother taught you, your parents taught you, things that you've learned from God, or your moral compass, whatever that is, and wherever that comes from. It's your story. It's your I am. Does that make sense? So I'm just trying to get you guys warmed up. This is stuff that we basically went over last week, and I just wanted to put it in a slide so you can see it. We can send these slides home if you need to work on these things, if you don't want any reminders. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. And then this is where you guys are going to start. We're going to start writing stuff down. Okay, go ahead. No?
Going forward, while there are many differences in definitions between morals, ethics, and values when researching the topic, for our discussions here, we're going to use them interchangeably. So we don't care if you write morals, ethics, values in your I am statement, whatever's important to you. You'll probably have a mix of all of them. The important thing is just how you balance things. What's the straight path for you that you don't want to veer from?
Make sense?
So it doesn't matter if you choose morals, ethics, values. We're going to call them all morals. They may not be, but we're going to call them that for the sake of it.
So basically what we've got so far is we've talked about morals last week or 2 weeks ago, ethics. We want to make sure that whenever you're thinking about these things, you also think about your core motive in life, your color, okay? Because your color is going to come into your I am statement, okay? If my color is blue and relationships are important to me, in my I am statement, I'm going to be thinking about something that's relationship oriented, love, caring for others, right? So my morals are usually going to wrap around something like that, how I treat and talk to others. my interaction with them. So just use your color too, and see if that helps you as you're building your IM tonight. We don't want to forget that component of it. You were going to speak to them a little bit more about that as we move along tonight, right?
Yeah, we have examples of that later. We'll kind of show you what we mean.
Okay. So we're going to try to show you tonight how to put all this together and make your IM statement. All right? All right. Next slide. So Melanie's going to walk you through. Everybody's going to get their paper out now.
Yep, it's
Okay?
the first page after your bingo sheet. Flip past your bingo
Flip your
sheet.
bingo sheet. There you go.
It's already got it.
Go ahead.
All right.
Very nice.
So Melanie's going to help walk you through this, okay? And we're going to start writing down some stuff that's going to build to your IM statement. We should be able to go through this in a few minutes and get you guys. Kate, you already did this, right? Are you going to share yours tonight?
Did we skip a slide?
Me and Melanie are going to share ours
Did we skip
tonight.
a slide?
You gotta touch the forehead.
3 words. That should be it.
That's first.
Huh? Yeah.
I had to move.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, look. 3 words.
Don't want to be your first, though.
Huh?
You don't want to be first. I don't have
Yeah.
the board.
So one way I was trying to help you guys think about this, what do you think that you would never want somebody to say about you? Okay? Sometimes if it's hard to say, this is what I want to represent, think of what you don't want somebody to say.
And do it off the top of your head. Like, what's the worst thing that someone could say
And
about
write
you?
it down.
That
Okay?
could very well be the opposite of the thing you really want to be known most for.
And anybody that has one that wants to share it, it might stimulate other people to think a little bit. Okay? And it could just be a word or it could be a sentence. You know?
Not trustworthy.
There you go.
Not trustworthy. Okay?
So that's big. I don't know if that's that spot, is it? Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a sheet, so I don't think now.
Here.
So there's some examples here. Liar, thief, cheat, abusive, a backstabber. There's some examples up here. Just whatever you don't want to be.
What is one that girls really, really hate at school? Y'all remember girls at school? You guys have friends at school or in social environments? Girls that talk about other girls behind your back? Don't you like it? It's called gossip. Gossip. Okay? Anybody in here raise their hand if they want to be considered a gossip? Okay? Right? So then very well, you could be trustworthy. Right? Well, later we'll come up with words off. Right now, just write 3 words down or 3 things down that you don't want anybody to say about you in your life. Lazy. Right? Cheater. What did you add me for? You were just cute.
Hunter might say needy because he had the opposite of being a really hard worker or that paid. One of them.
Anybody got anything they can share? Any words they can share?
Unmotivated. That's what you
Lazy? Oh, unmotivated, right.
Unmotivated.
Unmotivated. Yep. What do you got?
Letting people down.
Letting people
want.
down.
People down.
Eliana always
Very
lets me
in-depth
down,
one.
man. I can never count on her. Is that what you want somebody to say about you? All right, that's a good one.
That is a good
That's a
one.
great
That's
one.
a very deep
Wow.
one.
Kind of goes with hers, but unreliable.
Unreliable.
Reliable.
Yep. That's good. Okay.
Weak word on
Which one?
there. Weak.
Weak.
Weak. You want to be not considered weak.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have something over there, Jonathan?
For me, one of mine was godless.
Godless?
I would not want to be called that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so right now, as your wheels are turning with this, okay, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to build from there and help you find your IM statement tonight. All right, so
Go
is
back
this
to
the next
the
slide? So if like somebody said for me, I'm selfish, I'm not caring, that would be really, really, tough for me to handle because I feel like I'm really trying to care for people and put myself out, but yet, you know what? At the end of the day, if somebody sees that in me, it's going to hurt. Ungodly would be. If somebody said that to me right now, that'd be a tough one for me. Really tough one. It's not going to happen, Victoria, right? That's not happening.
No.
Ungodly, that's not happening. No way.
Yeah.
Jerry, what do you got? I knew he would count.
How do you spell that?
That's
It's
right.
like
Oh,
O A
it's
H H
It is saying, how did you know? Speak out some know. Courteous.
Courteous.
Haley,
All right.
what was yours?
Reliable.
Reliable.
Yeah, that's the opposite.
Loyal.
Oh,
Okay.
that's mine.
What
Loyal?
was yours too? What was the opposite of your
Which one?
the negative one you gave?
Oh, wait, you just really confused me.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Loyal's good. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Everything else is just getting you to the things that are going to start making you think about who you are, what you want to be known for, right? When you leave the room and we're talking about you, we need to be saying these things about you, okay? We need to say the good things about you. So then you got to go ahead and think, as we build this, what are you going to do tomorrow to make me say that you're a godly person, right? Are you waking up every single day thinking about that? Or are you thinking about just doing life, right? So this I am statement is going to be a powerful, quick little statement that when you wake up, you don't go to work and whatever it is that you're doing without bringing it with you in your heart, in your mind, before you snap off at somebody, before you get upset, before you throw something. Like, who do I try to represent? It matters, okay? Because when we have those moments that we all do, right? All we have to do is go, you know what, I'm sorry, that isn't representing me well. That's not who I am, right? And I acted this way and I said this, and I don't want to be that way because I am this. And you'll start using the word I am in your communication with people. So they know this is who I am, okay? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay?
Your next line on there kind of helps.
Not
you
the, just don't put the word the in front of it. The I am?
The I am, no.
No, that's somebody else. It's a biblical. That's
Only
Jesus
God can
Christ.
be the I am.
Yeah, the I am.
So the next line is meant to help you. What do those words mean to you? So if you struggle with kind of coming up with the exact word you want, think of what those words mean to you. I know Serenity and I had a discussion a while back about being trustworthy, and we were saying not like the person wouldn't lie to you, but more like they wouldn't stab you in the back, that you could trust them. So it could mean either one to you. So it might help you to write down maybe what those words mean to you.
Yeah, Serenity made a good point. What we're talking about is if you've written down a word, like give me one of your words that you've written down, Hunter, for something that you want somebody to
Good.
say about you.
Hardworking.
Okay, hardworking. So does hardworking mean that you make a ton of money? Or that anything you, like, what does that mean? Hardworking around the house?
To me, that means whenever you put your mind to something, you go above and beyond the expectations.
Okay,
110%.
All right, perfect. So
that's beautiful.
Yep.
So your definition of that could be different than somebody else's.
Yep.
But your definition becomes who you are, right? My definition of morals, ethics, and values is my definition of it, okay? It doesn't have to be anybody else's, okay? And so these things about when somebody says, hey, what is hard work to you? You're going to know, whatever it is, I'm going to go 110%.
And if you
That's
write-
rare, by the way.
It is. And if you write that down, that might help you
The bigger
later
goal.
flush out your I am statement. If you write down what you mean by that, maybe.
Yeah. So is there anything that you think you want to write down that describes the words that you valued? Okay. So if it's faith, like you gave us a great definition of faith last week, Victoria. You were like, my parents always had great faith, and I said, what does that mean to you? And you said to me, which I will always remember, everything that went on in life, whether it was good, they had faith that it came from God. Whether it was bad, they had faith that something good was going to come out of it, and they're going to learn from it. And it was, that was a different definition of faith than I had ever heard, okay? That will always be Victoria's I am statement for faith in my mind, right? And I'll probably use you as an example, if you don't mind, because that would be a good example, right? There's this wonderful woman in my class that had a really cool definition of faith, and honestly, it's probably going to become a little bit more of who I am, right? Because things that, like I've told Jared knows, he has this calm, peaceful nature when things go wrong, and he just stays in this little zone. And I used to be like, all love, all crazy. And so I wanted to become more like that. I wanted to become a man that was more peaceable, right? And so part of my I am statement has something that I saw in Jared that I wanted to see in myself, and you'll see that as we go through tonight. I didn't know Jared was going to be here tonight, so get some props. All right. So anybody have any questions about this? Might want to take a few more minutes. Anybody have anything they want to share? What do you have something written down there, Roddy? Share with us.
About what?
Any one of
So
your
what are
words.
what are your words?
Or what which?
Anything you want to share?
Oh, I don't know.
What do you want to be known for?
Golf. And
The longest driver guy in the United States.
swamp donkeys.
I'm not.
Forgot already.
No, I just don't know.
Don't put him on the spot. He's fine. He's fine.
Okay. I don't know what
Does
to
anyone
say.
want to share the 3 words that they wrote down?
Anybody wants to help Roddy out?
Yeah.
Bail him out. Bail him out.
I put trustworthy, hardworking, and smart.
Gotcha.
Trustworthy, hardworking, and smart. Okay.
I put strong-willed, motivated, and loyal.
Strong-willed, motivated, and loyal. I like you guys.
So you're.
Serenity's got
Go,
one.
Serenity. Yeah.
I said I put loyal, selfless, and understanding.
Selfless.
That's a good one.
Selfless.
I put reliable, loyal, and faithful.
Reliable, loyal, and faithful.
Nice.
Like it.
Non-judgmental, strong-willed, passionate.
Non-judgmental, strong-willed, and passionate.
Nice.
I mean, literally, we're starting to get to know each other, right? These are your IMs. These are little things that you want to take with you. And I want to make this something that's succinct, that you can wake up and just, I'm going to have you journal it, write it down in your journal, post it on a sticky note, see it every day, and just remind yourself of who you are and what you represent every day of your life,
Get
okay?
a tattoo on your knuckles.
I didn't say that.
It's a lot of words to tattoo on knuckles.
Okay, everybody go with this slide? What, Jonathan, who had a hand up?
Jonathan, did we ask Jonathan and Brianna?
Well, whoever, people are just sharing, yeah. If they're sharing, they're
Sure,
sharing.
good.
Yeah.
Did you want to look at the way the 3 words combine at the bottom before I swap?
Melanie, yeah, go ahead and do some examples.
Yeah, so our last line in here is, it'll help you write your I am statement later into a statement instead of just words. So just take this piece so it's not the whole thing all at once. Put your 3 words together into kind of a sentence or a statement about yourself. So as the example, we have loving, advocate, and children. So maybe you might say, I'm an advocate for love who enjoys helping people by creating an environment with potential for endless growth and watching them shine under their own power. So that's where your definitions of the words you wrote down will help you out. What did it mean to you? How could you put that in a paragraph about yourself?
What's the other one up here?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see one. Okay, so, or we have the example of ingenious, supportive, and generous. You might
Who wrote ingenious? I don't even know what that means. Help me, somebody. What is
Very
ingenious?
smart.
Very smart?
Ingenuous.
Ingenuous? Isn't it like caring or something?
Ingenious means
Ingenious. There we
beyond
go.
genius. It's,
Is that what it means?
it means
Ingenious?
really
Maybe we
smart,
mean
really
genuine.
smart.
Generous? No.
Okay.
Smart.
Got the handwriting down so
Well,
far.
we have generous.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I wrote the wrong word there.
Yeah,
I could've messed that
I
up.
think it was me. actually.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay, so we might turn that into, I'm a generous man that loves to support others, and I don't let obstacles stop me from accomplishing the goals in my life.
very good.
If you think about that every morning, you'll go into every day, you'll think about it, pray about it, you'll go into every day, not letting those obstacles stop you. You come up against something and you'll say, no, I don't let obstacles stop me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to work through this. I'm going to find a way.
I want to get lazy today. No, I'm trying to represent myself today. All right?
I just wrote it.
All right, what is it, Kate?
You like it?
It sounds stupid.
No, it's okay. There's
It
nothing
doesn't
stupid
flow
here.
right. I need to rewrite.
Okay.
That's okay.
Just give me
Do
a-
you want to share yet or later?
Give it a minute. Let it cook for a second.
Let
I wanna
it-
read it.
Let it resonate a little bit.
Let it marinate.
Okay. Hey, you guys at home, make sure if you need to pause this so you can write. The group is feeding off each other, but if you're at home and you need to pause it and think about it a little bit or call us, we'll help you walk through these
We're
things.
live?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No.
we're recording it. We're going to be sending it to everybody. We're going to be streaming live in a couple weeks, so get ready for that.
That's
Okay.
dope.
Yep. All right. Go ahead. That's why all the lights and stuff are coming because we have to
Legit.
actually get more quality coming up.
It's legit.
So. Ooh, wait. Wait.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Okay, I forgot that we were doing this, and I didn't put the sound, so we're gonna have to put the sound up on the computer as loud as it'll go.
Tier train's gonna roll in
Um,
this thing.
Because I should have hooked this up to our sound system, our AV system.
So do you guys think it's always going to be really easy to stay true to who you are?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Jared's
The
got-
what?
Is this the cut? Is this the scene that I want?
There's two.
People.
Huh? Okay, alright. Let me see if I can help you. Do you have volume on the laptop? See if we're gonna hear
All on
it.
your phone.
See if it's loud enough. Tell you. You should be able to hear it. You gotta turn it up
No
on
matter what I do,
Turn it up some.
the volume on the laptop itself
hard I
and on the
try.
screen.
the ones I love will always be the ones who pay.
You must miss him so much.
It's been so hard without him.
There's something I've been wanting to tell you. When I was up there, and I thought I was gonna die, there was only one person who I was thinking of. And it wasn't who I thought it'd be. It was you, Pete. I kept thinking, I hope I make it through this. So I could see Peter Parker's face one more time.
Really?
There's only one man who's always been there for me. Who makes me feel
You make
like
it
I'm
feel
more
free.
than I ever thought I could be. That I'm just me. And that's okay. The truth is, I love you. I love you so much, Peter.
Okay, so this is not the scene that I had requested at all. People viewing at home, this is not it. This is an editing mistake. What happened here?
All I wanted
Maybe this is
was
it
to
here.
tell her how much I loved her. I
Alright,
can't.
here, let's listen to this part.
You can't.
I think this could be it.
Tell you everything. I mean, there's so much to tell.
Yeah. There's so much to tell.
I want you to know that I will always be there for you.
This is the part.
I will always be there to take care of you. I promise you that. I will always be your friend.
Only a friend? Peter Parker?
That's all I have to give. Whatever life holds in store for me, I will never forget these words. With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
So sorry for the beginning part of that, and we'll have to get that edited so that makes sense. But I don't know if you heard it. He said, Great power and great responsibility. Okay? And then what did he say at the end? I am what?
I expect
Spider-Man.
I am Spider-Man. It might sound, right? But what did he do there? What did he do there?
Friends.
Because everybody saw that, everybody around the world saw that and said, no way. Like, how could he finally turn her down after he wanted her so bad, right? So, why did he do that?
Because he knew.
Okay, can you control yourself? Can you control yourself?
What do you know, Kay?
So it could be anything for you guys, but traditionally
know?
speaking, what is the biggest, I mean, every country song, half of all songs ever sung are sung about what? Love, right? Because it's one of the most powerful poles in all of the world is love. Whether it be for a mate, a child, whatever, love is one of the strongest poles there is.
Come back
He
with
was
me.
just given the love that he wanted more than anything else in the world. So whatever was the biggest pole, whatever is the biggest thing you want in life, he was just offered it. And why was he able to say no? Kate's
Come on, you two. They're cracking up over here. All right, what's so funny? Share with everybody. We all laugh and we'll all get it out of our system.
No.
Share it.
It's not in the moment.
It's not funny because I have to explain it.
No, no good. So, and listen, that moment. What's that, Brianna?
For the country in being Peter Parker.
I'm done.
And Spider-Man in being Peter Parker.
He knew he was Spider-Man. Somebody explain why he did what he did.
She just did.
Okay, say it louder.
He had a bigger duty to his country and as Spider-Man than he could be as Peter Parker to her.
Right. Exactly. So he made a decision right there not to go with the biggest love that he wanted in his life, right? Because he was putting his I am over putting her at risk is the other factor involved. He didn't want to put her at risk because Spider-Man comes with a lot of people that are against Spider-Man, right? So he sacrificed for who he was for something that he really loved. Now, that might seem like a big draw, but there's going to be a day where you're going to have to make a sacrifice to not laugh and carry on when you're caught on live television. And it's going to go all over the world. Okay, no, I'm just
I never
kidding.
laughed. That's all gonna be.
It's all good.
He didn't laugh.
His colors.
He's got to laugh. He's got to laugh. He's got to laugh.
That's his color.
It's all good.
Man, that was good.
Yeah, but there's definitely going to be times when you guys are going to be offered something, and I'm sure you've already had that, offered something you always wanted that's important to you, but you might have to fudge a little on your morals to get it.
Yeah, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be something that big.
Don't have
But
to
it's a good example. Does everybody remember that scene from that movie when you first saw it, kind of?
Yeah.
One way or another? No? Victoria, you don't remember it? No? Alright. I remember it.
Okay, so we're gonna go over a little bit of core motives with you and how that makes a difference. So go to your next page for your core motives.
The next page.
This is the last step, and then we're going to wrap it all up. You guys are going to write your I am statement tonight.
I don't know.
Tonight's the
So
night.
we weren't supposed to fill in that last blank.
Huh?
So you weren't supposed to go last
We
time?
weren't supposed to fill
Yeah,
it in.
you're supposed to write it in a kind of a paragraph. You did that, right?
Yep.
Write a sentence or a paragraph out of the 3 words. It's okay if you didn't do that yet.
And we'll get all these and we'll work with you on these. So it's not like, if you don't get it all perfect tonight, it's fine. It'll be something we'll be building.
Okay,
Okay.
Shelley, will you go
Did
to,
you
I guess I'll
want-
do mine first. You wanna go to
Did you
mine
want an
first?
example
My relationship with your
Wait a
son.
minute. Melanie, Hunter's got a question.
I'm
What's
sorry,
that?
Andrew.
for the last one? Did you want an example?
A paragraph that you put together?
Ooh, we'd love your example. Go.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not really a long paragraph, but
I would
one
love an
sentence
example.
works beautifully.
I put, I am a man who will use my wit to show I am trustworthy and will always push to work hard.
Okay,
Nice,
could
that's
you, because it sounds so good, could you slow it down and say it? Because I want to make sure that the recorder picked it
A
up.
little less
Hunter.
witty.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Slow it down a little bit.
I am a man who will use my wit to show I am trustworthy and will always push to work hard.
That's right.
That's perfect.
Daddy proud.
I don't know what the look around means, but I'm sure it means something cool.
He's like, who you talking to? You know me.
I got it. You're not typing for me. Okay, and that's a good example of how to do it, okay?
That's the way that sounds.
And then so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna show, what is this one, Melanie?
Yeah, can you do mine first? Definitely. So we have our pie charts in the corner just to kind of show you guys how your strengths, limitations, and core motives will actually help you a lot with your I am statement. So we kind of talked about the morals that are really important to you are often some of your strengths. Kind is in my I am statement because it's one of my most important strengths to me. So the strengths that speak the most of you, to you, you may end up wanting to put them as part of your I am statement. So the first thing we want to do is have you write on that top line there, what strengths do you feel most connected to? The ones in your core color are probably your strongest strengths. You could choose another one, but usually you'll see something from your core
Deep
color
thinking.
in
You
your
gotta
I am
go in here
statement.
deep today. We're going all the way inside, figuring out who you are. Gotta go deep.
What strengths do you feel the most connected?
And we can talk about this together to help each other figure it out. You don't have to do this alone.
You
Huh?
can come up with more than one.
And
It
something
can
with
be.
your,
You can make a whole list if you want to. Okay.
and something with your
That
color.
would be really kind of hard to make mine.
Usually your biggest
No, but I mean,
strengths
just
are
write down
gonna be
some
in
of
your
your
color. They
strengths.
may not be.
Yeah.
Speak like you want.
You might have strengths in other colors that you feel are more important to you. Choose those.
And you guys who's already started to do their questionnaires, some of those things that you wrote down would fit right in here. Okay? They're all this stuff, you'll see how it all blends together. It's kind of building on the same thing. So one of your strengths is empathetic, right? So you'd probably put that one down
Ooh,
for sure.
optimistic.
Sincere, empathetic,
Optimistic,
caring,
fun,
loving.
sociable,
Strengths,
like
honey.
gatherings.
All of that.
Inclusive.
quirky.
Yep, fun loving.
Quirky could be a fun strength.
You make the best of things.
Kate's funny,
Thanks.
Being a fixer.
huh?
Being a
Fixer.
fixer.
Is that a strength or a weakness?
Everything's both. Everything's both.
That's a good question, right? Most of your strengths are also can be your weaknesses. They point. So if you don't know something that's a strength, look for something that frustrates you a lot in life. The opposite of it's probably a strength. If you don't have balance. Does that make sense, Hunter? Want an example?
I don't know.
Does anybody want to talk about these? Go ahead.
Well, like the strength that you feel the most connected to, is it? I'm trying to figure out, is it like a physical strength? Is it like
Remember when you told me there's a difference between being a peacemaker and a peacekeeper?
Mhm.
Okay? So being a peace, in my opinion, being a peacemaker is a strength. By the way, Victoria, I'm using your faith example, probably for the rest of my life. I always use Hunter's peacemaker, peacekeeper example that he's given me, because together when we're working on these things, we'll pull things off each other. And little things that we learn from each other will start building into who we are. So your strength, I think one of your strengths is trying to be a peacemaker. So you might put in your I am statement, in your I am statement can grow, right? One word like that, like I need to get peacemaker in there. These things aren't things that you are necessarily. These also can be things that you want to become. So if you know that you might be more of a peacekeeper, and you're not really helping people grow, you're just keeping the peace, like you explained to me, right? I am a peacemaker. I help the people around me work hard, or whatever it is, right?
That's an I am statement too, Hunter.
January
Yeah.
2020.
So you can take this word, your strength word, or even something you want to be. Like you'll see in my I am statement, I change it. I build it a lot. But a peacemaker, or peacekeeper, a peaceful man, I usually say, because that was something I saw with my son Jared that I wanted to resonate a little bit more in, right?
So you'll find that, and that's the next color for anyone who's done the orange part. You'll see that he put white in his white characteristics in his I am statement because those are probably the things he wants to be but isn't naturally. So I have red in mine. Empowering other people is a very red trait, but I'm not good at it. But because it's something I really want to work on, it's part of my limitations that I'm not empowering, but it's something I want to become. So your limitations, which is often your least color, you might want to put in your I am statement because it's probably something you're wanting to work on maybe.
Do you have my color?
Yep, can you switch to his?
Look how much white I have. That's peace, right? So it would be obvious that in my I am statement, I need to try to build that out. I need to try to become more of a peacemaker, right? And put it into my thing. Because I'm so blue, I could get so focused on relationships that I get upset if a relationship isn't going right.
So
I'm
passionate
so
about
passionate about it, right? And then I don't have enough peace to be able to handle how to deal with that. So I need to build out more of my peace. That's
So
why
you'll
I put it in
probably
my
see a
statement.
lot of blue and white traits in his I am statement.
Because this is gonna come naturally for me. This is the thing that I know I need to work on. Does that make sense? And we can help you guys
So,
pull your pie charts and sit down with you and work these things together. Go ahead, Hunter.
for the opposite characteristics, does it need to be the opposite of your strength, or can it be any?
Oh, it can be any.
It could
Yeah.
be
This is your I am, and it's gonna. We're just giving you. This is how I've developed my I am statement. There's no math equation to this. There's no right or wrongs. Okay. This is how Melanie's built hers. Some of these things we put different things together.
So Hunter, as a white, I have struggles, like I just said, peacekeeping. So my opposite that I want to work on is empowering, because that would be the opposite, right? So for me, I put it as I wanted the positive characteristic trait of being more empowering, which is a red trait. So I want to build that trait so that I don't just keep peace, but go outwards and make peace.
So, because my major color is white, the one that I was going to put on here is like popping off, like getting overwhelmed.
Okay.
It's just, how would you?
What's the opposite of that?
Just write down. I don't want to pop off. If that's what your word is right now, and then we'll help you build that out. You don't have to have it in a minute. This is something, guys, that you probably want to take with you and journal this week, and we come together next week and we start sharing them. Okay. But I want you guys to have all the little nuggets down here that you can really come back next week, and we're going to share our I am statements. Okay. Is that Shelley? Go ahead.
If anybody doesn't remember their pie charts, because we gave them out a long time ago, there's copies of them inside your workbooks. I think it's like the third page. Those are all personalized to your specific
Those are your
results.
And we're gonna let everybody break up at the end of this and go find a spot. Me and Melanie will come around, and anybody that wants us to help you with anything, we'll help you a little bit so you can really get ready to either write it tonight or take it home. And you got 2 weeks to write it. You can call us. We'll come have private sessions with you. Whatever it takes to really help you get this done.
Do we have to
Okay.
book those, or
Huh?
do we have to book those? 2 per year.
It'll always be
I
a
can't-
smart.
Do we have to book those? Like,
Yeah, you have to book private
Yeah.
sessions with us. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Which is just like phone call. When are you available, Mr.
When are you
Gennaro? When are you
home?
available,
Yeah.
Mrs. Melanie?
And
we'll-
you'll get
and
a
we'll-
ring check.
Yeah.
I
And they're only $75 a session, so
Okay.
Hey,
no.
that's fine.
Thank you.
I wrote my IM statement.
All right.
You wrote
Got
your
me a
whole
free
I
dinner.
am statement? Nice.
No, guys, what Melanie and I are here, and Miss Shelley, because we really want to be a support system for you. Okay, we really want you to be able to take things and use these little tools. This is just one of many tools that we're going to be trying to help you guys develop. That we think it's going to change your life.
And then when we
No
start
doubt
the
about it.
podcast,
And when we start the podcast, here it comes, world, right, Kate? Okay, so is it? Okay, this was my.
Okay, they had blue on there for core motive. Your core motive might help you flush your I am statement. You can do this.
You want me to turn it back?
Yeah, turn it back in. Okay, so you'll actually see that his core motive is just what he really feels that he wants to do. It's very blue. You'll find is a lot of his I am statement actually.
Yeah, so some of the things that I felt were my strengths, goal driven. I feel like I see things past where we are, intuition on people. I'm very passionate for people. I like to be generous. Some of the limitations that come out of that, I've learned now that I have unrealistic expectations for people in my relationships, of myself and others. Overly sensitive things hurt me if I expect you to treat me a certain way. Now, these are things
the
that,
opposite of that as his I am statement.
right, so you should see some of the opposite that come up in my I am statement, okay? Get overwhelmed, overwhelm others because I'm caring too much, and I can exaggerate things. And a lot of people have even, some of my friends have said, it almost seems like you're lying from time to time because you tell a story and it's really not the truth. Well, a blue a lot of times will exaggerate a story to get the feeling of the story, the feeling of the experience, because they see it as what they felt by it. But the facts aren't really there because they don't even remember them. I remember what I felt about it. So now I'm telling the experience of the story, and it's like my brother used to be able to come home and tell me the most amazing movies. He'd go watch movies. We weren't able to watch movies at our house. Our brother was 18 and he could get out of the house. He'd go watch movies. He'd come back and tell us the whole movie. Me and my brother John, like the next night, stay up all into night, tell us the whole movie. Amazing movie.
And
2 or 3 years later, we go watch the movie. Wasn't half as good as what he is. He made it so much better. That's kind of a bloop because he put the passion of the movie into it, right? And so the exaggerating, I actually thought it was no big deal. But then, if I want people to trust me and I want to be a trustworthy man, I've got to get my stories better right. So now I try to be more cognitive, and I want to get my stories right. I don't want to exaggerate just to make people like me. I want to get it right so I can be a trustworthy man. Okay? Little things, but I tell you what, they're going to change your life when it comes to relationships. Okay? All right. Want to go on to the next one, Melanie?
Yeah, so, well, that's it for this one. So if you guys want to take a minute and put that into a paragraph for yourself as well.
Do you want to pull out your color charts and look at them?
Anybody who has their book, it's on there.
So let's move on to the next one, and then we'll come back around and have a little breakout session. Or I think what we should do is just go over the outline of this. You guys take it home, and we'll work with you throughout the week, okay? And get you kind of right where you need to be.
Right where you need to be. Singing page.
This is mine, Melanie?
Fine,
Yeah.
then yours.
I thought we were going to do yours first.
Yeah, you can do mine first.
Let's do Melanie's first.
Oh, that's first. Now then.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so now we're putting these together, and as our I am statement, it's your last page. So you guys only have the purple box because we're not working too much with the greens and blues today. But I put in kind of the core to me that's most important: faith, kindness, responsibility, peace, balance, and empowering. These were all what I decided putting my 3 words together from the front, as well as things from my limitations that I wanted to work on, and things from my own color that I feel like I'm good at and I always want to stick to. I put them there, and I made an I am statement out of it.
Now, Melanie, we've been working on this I am statement here in the last like 6 months or a year or something.
A year, yeah.
About a year. So Melanie's been working on this I am statement, and it's coming together pretty nicely for you, right? Now?
Yeah. We started with it a year ago at a different workshop, and I had never written it just because I was still thinking it through. And I finally wrote it this time.
So she's going to share it with you guys for the first time. Have you shared this with anybody besides me?
No, I don't think so, unless maybe the girls.
All right, cool.
Let's hear it.
Everybody's writing right now. Let's give them a minute to write.
Trying to play through.
Everybody's pens are just going 100 miles an hour. It's good stuff. Cade's got his
Yeah.
journal out.
You like that?
He wants to take that information home.
Stop being smart.
Hey, I'm not smart at all.
Exactly, so stop.
I'm being dumb with it.
What's another word for wills? Wills. What's another word for wills? Values?
Your will.
What's another word for wills? Strong wills?
Oh, strong-willed. Yeah, strong-willed. That's
Determined?
determined. Your will, your willpower. Yeah.
That just makes the whole thing sound worse.
Shelly,
It's making it sound worse.
can you get around here?
Can
Because
you
all
use it
this
in a
writing.
sentence so I know what you mean by strong-willed?
Yes, so my next statement is I'm a loyal man with strong wills and motivated for anything that the day might bring.
Strong wills, I mean like driven or strong
Yeah, just
passions?
Yeah, it's strong-willed. Read it again, Katie.
Strong in your beliefs? I don't know. Is that what you're trying to
Sometimes it's hard to find the right words for how you're trying
Yeah.
what you're trying to get
No, it's
across.
fine. Read it again. I didn't hear you.
I'm a loyal man with strong wills and motivated to take on any challenge throughout the day.
Yeah, so what does wills mean to you? That's all that
That's all
matters.
that matters.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's your I am statement.
Yeah, you're the only person that has to understand it.
Right.
Okay? And strong-willed means to me, like, it goes beyond determination. It's like, it's the value that's deep inside of me, and I have the willpower, this unknown kind of thing that's going to drive me to get it done. It's my will.
So will's almost like your strive and drive to.
Yeah, it's like almost like your essence, some type of a determination that's based on your morals, and it's based on. I love that word. I haven't even thought about using that word in there. Strong-willed.
Video.
What did you wrote something in your journal that you
Yeah.
want to take home to remind later?
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
What is Steve?
You got yours, Hunter?
I thought you were asking what made me laugh so hard when Roddy was.
Working on it?
I got it.
Nice.
You don't have to share.
I need to work on mine. I don't like how
You got a lot going on in that head there, Hunter.
It's a big head.
The more your facial expressions say, the more I want to hear what your statement is.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll
But
say
then when
All right, good.
strive
Love to
and
hear it. Go.
drive,
I don't know. It doesn't sound real good, but
It doesn't have to yet. We're building it.
so for the strength, I put peacemaker. Opposite characteristic, I put don't blow up or pop off. And then the core motives, like I feel good about working hard to surprise or help gratify or help satisfy people, help
Uh-huh.
make them feel good. But as long as it's like grateful people, because that's when I get the frustration and anger build up. So for the combination, I said I want to be a peacemaker to help satisfy others, and if they didn't acknowledge, I need to learn to filter frustration and anger to not build up and blow up.
That's beautiful. And like your I am statement can start as paragraphs, it can build into books, and then it can go all the way back down to 2 or 3 or 4 sentences, right? So just let it swell as it needs to swell. Keep writing. Don't think you have to make it perfect. Throw a word down, throw a sentence down, make a paragraph, make a book, and then it'll all move back around, guys.
What's
Go
your
ahead.
question, Pete?
So when you said like strong-willed, you put strive and drive. Isn't that kind of the same thing as being motivated? A little bit. Or
The reason why it to me, it coming from you means something more is because number one, it came from you.
Right.
So it means something different than motivated. Somebody else can use motivated, you need to use will, like strong-willed.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because it's from you and it came out of you. When somebody says, "Who are you?" Right? Remember, I first asked Eliana this question, right? When we first were starting to talk about doing all this together, I was like, "Do you know who you are?" One of the things we're going to learn in George's Ways, who you are. You're going to be able to say, "I'm a strong-willed man." Boom. Like, you know what? You want to go to job interviews, or you want to meet the woman of your dreams, or you want to actually move through life and feel fulfilled. Knowing who you are is an answer that you need to be able to answer for yourself, right? And then if somebody asks you, what does will mean? What does strong will mean to me? You get to tell them your answer, right? And it's like to me it would be like some power inside of me that makes my morals something that I really strive after. That might be my definition of it.
The willpower to put action into play.
Right? That's what I mean. It's beautiful, right? These things, this is not like school. This is asking questions. The answers are all inside of you. The combination of how you live the answers is going to shape your life.
There's
Okay?
no wrong word to use. Just use whatever word means what you're feeling to you. Doesn't matter what it is. Whatever word works for you.
If you say strong will means I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, we might say, let's think about it a little bit.
Aim a little higher.
Right? And that's one of the things that we're going to build next week in our questionnaires, a 5-person team around you to help support you. Okay? All right. So everybody ready to move on to the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot of long pause there because everybody was writing and working. So Melanie, okay, let's go back to Melanie for 1 second. I'm sorry. So Melanie has gone through her life. She hadn't written her I am statement, but she knew where her moral compass was, where the guide of her life was. She filled that in. You guys are going to fill that into your charts as you get it. You might already have it. You put it in there, okay? But we're not here to do anything but ask you the questions, and you got to find the answers, okay? And when those answers come from you, not because somebody else told you, the hope that lies within me and the hope that lies within Melanie, it's all we can do is share it, right? So Melanie, I've known Melanie, and she is a very God-centered person. Her morals and her integrity are directly related around God, and she shows that in herself. So she's a morally godly woman to the people that know her, right? And so that would show up in her moral compass. Her moral compass is God. Okay, make sense? Okay, and you can go on to mine. Okay. So mine, you see, love, honest. That was something I had to really work on because remember in that other slide, limitation,
Exaggerating.
right? Exaggerations. I want to be honest. These don't mean they have to be things that you are necessarily. They can also be things that you know you want to become, okay? The things that you're seeing in yourself. This is your becoming list as well, you know? The other one flushed out my limitations, right? This is the end result of it all. Forgiving, intuitive, spiritual. And so my I am statement, I want to be an ambassador for Jesus Christ who is trying to peaceably, there's, I put that in there, that one word peaceably, because I can't do it and get upset at people, okay? To peaceably help others to take responsibility for the outcome of their life while finding their true purpose and potential and purpose, okay? And that keeps changing. When I just wrote it again, I added a little tweak to it, okay? And that's fine, right? As you see different things you want to add to your I am statement, tweak it, okay? It's kind of it's something that's going to be a flow, okay? It's not a stagnant thing. It can be a flow. It's a developed thing in your life. Does that make sense? Okay? So if I wake up today and I am lying to somebody, stealing from them at work, or trying to rip them off on a bid quote, and yelling at my employees, not taking responsibility for things I've done and blaming it on everybody else, do you think anybody's ever going to say that about me? They're not going to be able to say this is who this guy is, right? So it makes me aware. It makes me aware of who I'm trying to be. Okay. Now I meditate on my I am statement usually every morning, so I don't forget it. Okay. I just I run it through my head. These are the things that I am, and try to make sure that I focus on it and give myself 5 minutes of nothing else but just thought on that. So then I go, what does that look like? How am I going to act if this happens today, or if that goes on today? So I try to, think of scenarios that could happen to make that go wrong, and how I'm going to respond to it. And I just visualize myself acting like this, and it helps me move that way.
If you guys want to write this on a big poster and put it in front of your bed, you can.
Yep, whatever you want to do,
Whatever
make
else
it
you
work for
remember
you.
it.
All right.
I got a good poster in front of my bed though. Play like a champion today.
You can
Play
put
like
it
champion
next to
today.
that sounds like a piece of an I am statement.
Okay,
Nice for golf.
so I think this is the last slide?
I think it is.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions about what we've covered tonight so far? Does everybody did you feel like you got something written down that's going to make a difference?
I got heartburn in my brain.
Huh?
I got heartburn in my brain.
Thinking so much?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this next 2 weeks, guys, work on this, bring back, let's all share. Will everybody make a commitment that they will share part or all of their I am statement at least up to each other next week? Can we make a commitment to each other?
Absolutely.
I can promise 2 words in there. 2 words?
Victoria, we got it. A head nod over there? Yeah? All right. Ileana, will you share with us part or all of your I am statement next week? Or 2 weeks from now? Serenity? Alright, that's awesome. Brianna? Jared?
If she's here, I'm here.
Alright. Alright, very good. Jonathan?
I'll
He's
be
like,
in
I won't be
California.
Well, we can do Zoom.
You can watch
I think I'll be streaming live by next week. That's the goal. Because we have Ava and Eliana and Andrew from Orlando that wants Elena. You're all over the place. You're all over the place in
She's
my
gonna
mind.
be here and stream.
You're everybody to me. Alright. Alright, guys. Thanks for a good session. Alright. Wait.
Question. Are we meeting next week or
No.
in 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Because, hold on,
Yeah.
this is an off week.
Right.
This week, we're not supposed to meet this week, we're supposed to meet last week.
We know.
So it should be every 2 weeks from last week.
So we should have been meeting on the 20th.
Correct, because he has class on this night.
Oh, to get back on schedule.
Correct.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll figure out how we'll have to figure all that out.
Way to go.
1 second, right? Can we all, so can we all meet next week?
Yes. Yeah.
I guess.
Just kidding.
Okay.
I can. I'm here 7 days a week, 25/8.
Alright, so then, good point, well said. Mama taking care of son.
See me on 2.
Alright, so that means you got 1 week to get this done. So, if you need some help with it, let us know. Cut.